We're all familiar with a rule of thumb that says a recession has occurred if GDP has fallen for back-to-back quarters. We've completed that step by now, but how will you know for sure? Watch this video until the end and check off as many as possible on this list of D-Street level signs that there is a recession right now before it's too late. Welcome to Investing Alpha. First off, there has been an increase in minor theft offenses involving food and other essentials. Anyone with law enforcement or legal acquaintances will tell you that the incidence of minor crime is rising. Crime rates rise as reward levels fall during recessions because people wrongly assess the risks they face. For this reason, and you'll see this in the major cities, people rob necessary supplies. The rising number of stolen catalytic converters further indicates that the economy is in a downturn. Seems like we're back in 2008 again. More and more stories like this are on the way for you to read. Number 2. Evictions by property owners who plan to sell the property or move in themselves. The wealthy are making changes to their investments to have more cash on hand. Apartment buildings are being sold off by their owners. Some tenants can stay while others will be asked to leave so the building may be used for its new purpose. Property owners in the middle class prefer to downsize into smaller homes rather than rent them out. They'd rather have it for themselves, whether it's a rental or an empty office. At least a few of your renter buddies are probably now looking for a new location to call home since their landlord has asked for the unit back. Number 3. A recent surge of job seekers and those just laid off on LinkedIn. There has been a lot of action in LinkedIn lately. Everyone is getting certified and showing off their ready-to-work badges. People you know may bring up topics such as job hopping, frustration with the workplace, or the company's financial problems. People put their egos aside when the going gets tough and attempt to find a solution. People who avoided you or even talked ill of you in the past are suddenly reaching out to you about finding employment. Watch out, there will be a rise in people looking for work on job listing sites and more people applying for quick financial possibilities. Number 4. In terms of sales, used cars now outsell new ones. People put off purchasing new vehicles during recessions. Why bother with a monthly payment if you can get it by paying less than the total upfront price? The rise in speeding citations is another indicator of the economic downturn at the street level. Here's something to consider. Research done on traffic citations issued since 1990 reveals that for every 1 percentage point rise in the local unemployment rate, traffic citations increase by 6.4%. That's right, the government ordered additional traffic stops because of the immediate need for funds. If you could get away with it in the past, your odds of doing so are dropping rapidly nowadays. Perhaps some of you had a similar experience just lately. Number 5. Cash flow is negative for apartment hotels. Are you aware that it is possible to purchase rooms at some hotels? You may stay there for a portion of the year, typically about 120 days, and then rent it out to hotel guests to make money. People who do a lot of traveling would certainly benefit from making this investment. When hotels units start losing money, it's clear that a recession is on the horizon. Every time you raise prices, it makes your firm less competitive and helps drive up business costs. Due to the excessive cost of maintaining a property, especially hotels, many owners are forced to sell their liabilities below market value to get rid of them. Properties often remain on the market for longer during recessions. The for sale signs on properties seem to stay up for extended periods. Number 6. More and more individuals are finding themselves homeless. Do you feel like you've recently seen an increase in the number of homeless persons in your area? While home prices have risen in the previous 3 years, income growth has been flat at about 10%. Obviously, as a result, more individuals are forced to live on the streets since they cannot afford to rent or buy a home. Number 7. The company has placed a temporary hold on all new hires. You've probably heard stories of individuals who were interviewed and accepted for specific jobs only to have the company undergo a downsizing or hiring freeze just before they were set to start working. The percentage of red in your charts rises, and you dread another day at the office. A little more pressure is being placed on everyone to succeed, and everyone is more stressed out than usual. Number 8. Sales of used and vintage items are on the rise. One of the earliest indicators of a recession is a flourishing secondary market. It means that you're purchasing used furniture rather than brand new ones. Thrift shops, already charging what seems like market rates for their items, are feeling the effects of the growing interest in vintage and used items. Musical instruments are one of the markers for predicting economic downturns. Since they are more of a luxury item than a necessity, a spike in ads for boats or motorbikes is another alarming sign of challenging times because of people need less and less of their belongings in a financial crisis. Number 9. The health of the economy may be measured by looking at delivery services. The number of deliveries made per mile driven by delivery companies is another valuable metric. You have a delivery quota per mile traveled if you work for UPS or FedEx. Someone in the delivery industry reported that lately he had to travel 50 miles for the same number of stops he made in 35 miles on average the previous year. Gas prices have risen since 2008 to 2009, and many stores have been wiped out by the pandemic. In fact, the quantity of goods and materials entering the state has decreased by more than 20% from last year across major industries, signaling a recession. Number 10. People are getting more side jobs to make extra money. A lot of people are trying to make a living right now. Everyone is either attempting to make something happen or to sell something. If people sell homemade meals on Facebook to make ends meet, you know there is a recession. Because people have less to lose during recession, they often find creative ways to get ahead. The widespread layoffs that follow recessions have led many to seek freelance employment where they can choose their own hours and earn extra money. Number 11. The rising cost of gas and groceries have you thinking about preparing some meals in advance for the week. Throwback to the days when you'd eat at the same dish for dinner 2 or 3 nights in a row. It's true that when prices rise across the board, consumers turn to the best deal possible. These days, $100 won't fill up your basket completely. It is hard enough to pay the cost of the basket. More and more of your friends and neighbors are doing the same. This is clear from how popular videos about this topic are on YouTube. During this time, you also begin to appreciate the savings you may make by shopping at discount grocery stores. Number 12. People want to find new homes for their animals, but shelters are already full. Many people can't afford houses anymore, and those who become homeless often have nowhere to put their pets. The compassionate step would be to try to find them a new place to live. By now, you've probably heard that animal shelters are full and can't handle more animals. Although financial support is helpful, it is not the primary issue. All these adoptable animals and not enough homes to put them. Number 13. A rise in the popularity of house music and smoking. An increase in the number of cigarette smokers you see every day is a leading indicator that a recession is underway. When money is tight, stress levels rise, and individuals relax by smoking. Maybe you know someone who started smoking more cigarettes per day, but that wasn't what you were thinking of when you heard this. So why is house music a sign of recession? How about dubstep and Skrillex try to date back to when they first became popular and the whole home craze began? Interestingly, the height of the crisis aftermath aligns with the rise of house music. Greater beats per minute are associated with house music during recessions because it reflects people's emotional states. Number 14. Instead of giving things away, people are selling them. There was a time when people donated valuable items to charities, but a quick look at sites like Craigslist will show you this is no longer the case. These days, you can buy and sell just about anything, And even some people are becoming pretty inventive with the items they have lying about. People either get rid of their belongings or pass them on to loved ones. Repurposing is on the rise as well. In a time when every cent counts, it's easy to see why people are not opting to donate and holding yard sales and garage auctions instead. Number 15. More people eat at McDonald's and fewer in expensive restaurants. The public will dine out less often, and when they do, they will look for the best deals, as more people prefer fast food and lines will become longer. Humans strive to get the most out of the resources, and this thrifty mentality will be applied to all areas of life. You may have decided to cancel your membership to streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, or Disney Plus because it's better to save. You may expect your pals to ask for money more often than ever or be less likely to say yes to spending-related activities. The effects of the recession will vary widely from person to person, so we advise you to be compassionate no matter how much or how little money you have. You should be more responsible with your money over the next few months. We pray that you will not only make it through this economic downturn unaffected, but also prosper despite it, because economic downturns provide some of the best possibilities. Do you agree? Tell us in the comments how you are coping with this economic downturn. Share your wisdom so it may help other viewers. Thank you for watching. As always, we appreciate you joining us today. We'd be grateful if you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel so you can watch our future videos, and hit that bell to notify you when we release new uploads.